Man, I think I've ignored so many red flags along my life.
This is not an interview. There is no format. This is simply a conversation about life.
Well, I tend to fall in love pretty easy also. So
Yeah.
that's another, no, don't do that. Like,
Uh,
the benefit of the doubt all the time, just seeing the best in people and not actually seeing the red flags because you want to focus on that only thing. That's another thing I have to learn a lot.
yeah, yeah. This take. I mean, I will say as a person that's a little bit further along in life, you should really get this kind of under control because um, time really starts as you get older. Time starts moving a lot faster, and 2 years can pass like nothing. You know what I mean?
I mean, the last 4 years, honestly, it was just like 1 year with four inside of it somehow, so I get it.
So do you know what is there a such thing as love triggers? Do you have an idea of the things that trigger the feeling of love in you for these people that makes you ignore the red flags and such?
But if I think about it, I don't know. I think it has nothing to do with I mean, there is a certain intellectual side, which is also, like I have to really click with that person on that level and have like very common views upon life and different subjects. But at the same time, mostly it just comes from a very, I don't know, emotional side, like a very instinctive thing that triggers that without any logic somehow.
Mm,
That's not a rational thing mostly,
mm,
but it's something else on a more spiritual level probably that just clicks it. And I'm trying to learn that that doesn't mean that that's the perfect person for you.
mm,
It can also just turn out to be, one of your biggest lessons so you can actually know right now how things work or yeah.
mm. What and so then okay, so what would be like a little trigger for, like what would be the red flag, not the trigger, the red flag that you would ignore? What kind of red flags do you
Man, I think I've ignored so many red flags along my life. Small things that don't make sense, like little white lies that you tend to say, oh, well, maybe it's true. Maybe it really is difficult for that person, but deep down, you know that that's not true, and you try to like piece the puzzle together.
Mhm.
And once I realize that I start to make a puzzle, it's a hey, you shouldn't do this. Like, there's something wrong if you still try to like arrange stuff in your head.
Right.
Oh,
Okay, so so it's more like the red flags would be a clue to something going on that you don't know is going on. Like,
if something doesn't give me peace, it means that something is wrong over there. This lack of time also for a person, and trying to invent different reasons of why you can't be with that and can't and blah blah. And because I feel like if someone falls in love, really, there's no way you don't have time for that person, like,
yeah.
at all. You would only want to be with that person no matter where you are, what you do, how you do it.
Mhm.
So that's another thing that would
Mm.
be a red flag.
Yes. So these
That's, sorry.
so no, it was just like the person isn't like, it's not like they're hiding a secret family or something like that, but it's more like they're telling you this is how, of course this is how I feel about you, but the actions don't match
They
up to the
don't match.
words.
Exactly. They never match the words, and it's always this gaslighting constantly, and then, oh, I'm sorry, you have to understand, and it's always excuses and victimizing, and that's when I realized, all right, that's manipulation. So
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even listen to, I don't even really listen to the words directly. I like, for me, when I'm like getting to know someone, I'm more trying to figure out how they think about things.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
so if a scenario comes up and then I want to get their opinion on like how they think about it and how they process it, and you know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
because someone, of course, pretty much everyone knows what the right answer is, right? You know what I mean? You need to, you know what to say to make
Anyone
what,
can lie about that.
yeah,
No
yeah, yeah,
problem to
yeah.
get you there. Yeah. Yeah.
Or even framing it in a certain way, like framing it in a certain way. Um,
Exactly.
and but what I find is if you ask someone about something someone else did, right? And then you see how that person thinks about what somebody else did. If
Mm-hmm.
they agree with it, and you know, well, they stole it, but I mean, that person, the person they stole it from, didn't really need it, and like, you know what I mean, they have so much, and so like I can understand why they would. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so now I understand.
Yeah.
And it's having conversations with people about these kinds of things is going to tell you so much more than what they're going to tell you directly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and you know, and then the other thing, like the kind of things where someone says like, every person that they dated before them was before you met them was crazy and obsessed and all. You know what I mean? Like,
Definitely. Definitely.
and you're like, oh, it's them, and you just happen to
Just
date
like
like.
be so clean and so good. Oh my God, how did I get you? Yeah, exactly.
Poor thing. Poor. It's
No, but you're
horrible.
here now. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I understand. I understand. And I had to learn this kind of stuff for myself because I would think that I would really like to be with someone, and then I would just realize how much I don't call them, and like, you know what I mean? It's like, no, dude, you don't really feel like you think you feel, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So yeah, but I understand how this how it all works. Yeah, and so, but I think you're getting there. I think I have faith in you. I
Oh, thank
think
you. Yeah,
I think you're
I'm
going.
fine almost.
I think you're going to do big things. I think you're going to do big things.
Oh, well, I hope. Thank you for believing. I'm not gonna let you down. Listen, I'm gonna try to not
Yeah,
let you.
don't have me out here looking like a fool. You know what I mean?
You put a lot on it. You bet
You
a lot on
know,
it.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't hang. I hang with winners. You know what I mean? I don't.
man. Yeah, that's pressure. That's peer pressure. That's
No, but I think if you get around like the right kind of people, I think this starts a resonating effect or whatever, and it'll, I have friends that I look at them and I'm like, if I'm hanging out with some girl and I'm like, I could not bring her around them,
yeah.
then I know something. You know what I mean? It tells me, and it's not that I'm necessarily worried about what they think, but
No, but just want to see the way they react and what's,
yeah.
especially I feel like it's more towards you and how they change towards you and how they act towards you. This for me is kind of the same thing. It's not about how they act with my boyfriend or that person, but how they change their entire, like way of reacting towards me somehow.
Because I mean, yeah, like the person that you're with is a reflection of you also, you know what I mean? Like,
That's the scariest shit, because once you actually start realizing some things, you start thinking about you like, oh my God, really? Do I really have that side of my, that's fucked up. Like,
yeah, 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 yeah. And it's crazy that it takes so long to like kind of figure out this thing. And it's like, yeah, it makes you wonder about like what your what you understand about yourself with the person that you can attract or whatever, or the behavior that you will accept. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
this is what you think of yourself to let someone.
go to that extent.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
That was my trigger also, and I realized that, hold on, like this is on a different fucking, what the fuck am I even doing? Like,
Right.
why would I why would I treat myself this way? Like if I don't want to let someone else, but here I am, you know,
Right.
indirectly doing that to myself.
And then the worst part of it is if you saw the same scenario in some other person, you
Yeah.
you see it so fast. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, are you crazy? Like, why would you even do that? Yeah.
Crazy.